Welcome, Warriors! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 with your host, Vigor Warriors 2. And welcome to the 1% Club. I wasn't going to do one until tomorrow. Today is the 29th, I believe, of December 2021. But I had a great comment from Alvin, and I want to shout out to Alvin. And I'm going to do one on what it means to know this information that we know and this journey we're on. So let's talk about this a little bit. Please go ahead and subscribe. Comment if you like the channel. I'm getting a lot of subscriptions. We're closing in on 250, which is wonderful. Please comment and donate if your heart is going in that way. It's greatly appreciated. Trying to provide information, but my major goal is to help anyone that I can in providing information about this tremendous journey that we're on. So speaking of which, Alvin was talking about that he had a long streak and unfortunately, it came to an end, but now it's time to start a new streak. And, he's gotten a lot of benefits from this, of course, and he knows that. Obviously, he's been doing it. And he said something about being the chosen one. And let me talk about that, because we are all the chosen ones. So let's kind of delve into this a little bit, and this whole idea of being the chosen ones and why this is so important. So when we look at life, in my opinion, we are trying to become the best people we can become. I believe all human beings have that innate nature that they're always trying. Even people who do things that are off the beaten path, and they're doing things in a negative way or evil way, or they've been influenced by satanic types of things, they in their heart believe they're doing the right thing. Everybody, I think, believes they're doing the right thing. Now, what you believe in and your values and beliefs are very crucial to this. But here's the key, Warriors. The key is that if we're getting this information and we have this knowledge, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why all of us, part of this 1% Club, we've all come to the point where maybe through trials and errors and experiences, failures, we have come to information that now can make us a better person. I believe that because Alvin's intent is to become the best person he become, he has now gained information. He's information about what to avoid, so the next time he goes on a streak, he's able to avoid that temptation. But more than that, we would not have been given this information, in my belief, from our Creator if we weren't trying to attract things to us that are good. And I think if you want to live a prosperous, successful life, you will put these things inside of your life that make a difference in growing your life to a better result. So, retention, the journey we're on, creates that better result, because that's the natural state the human being should be in. The masculine frame and the feminine frame. In this society, there's many times that I think we have it all backwards, and we're living in this matrix I talk about, where people are telling you to do certain things that I think are wrong, but they're doing it for a reason, for their own profit. And we've bought into a lot of that, thinking that this is the right thing, but in a long sense, all we're doing is, putting the pocketbooks of people who have things to sell us or want to keep us in a certain situation so that they have the control and power. And so we have to be smart. But the fact, my friends, that you have this information, Alvin, that you've gotten this information, means that you are a chosen one. The 1% are part of the chosen ones. Now, we have to go out, as we're talking about this, and be models for other people, so that the 1% becomes stronger, 2%, 3%, and all that. And I think it's actually becoming more of a 2%, because more and more people that I see are embracing this idea. And whether you want to call it retention, celibacy, brahmacharya, sophism, The fact that you're saving your energy and not using it except to procreate is becoming a lot more popular than it was a year ago, even before the pandemic. Okay? Those type of things are important because the natural state of a person is something that is important. All this other stuff that we've been told about and talked about for 50, 60 years really is meant to profit other people than ourselves. And we have to be careful of that we're not getting that short-term pleasure like Eve got the apple from Satan, gave it to Adam. Adam had the apple, and they both, all of a sudden saw a different world out of paradise. The paradise, guys, is within you, and the paradise comes from the journey you're on. As I talked about in the superpower video that people are watching, there's a lot of benefits. Your life is much better if you're on this retention and you're only using it to procreate. Now, I realize that in this world, this is a radical idea, but the 1% understand this. They're getting the benefits. Alvin, tremendous benefits in Longstreet. He knows this. So you got to keep on keeping on. So never give up, but realize that there's a reason why you're learning this information. Now, it took me, as I sent a message back to Alvin, it took me 50 some years to kind of get it and build up enough, resistance where I said, I'm tired of living this way. Even though I had some benefits of the Fountain of Youth, there was still something missing. This is before about 570 some days now. And there was something missing that I was trying to get at. And it took me a long time. In the back of my mind, I knew something was telling me. And once again, there's a reason for this. We see this in the world a lot. You're either looking at the blue matrix or red matrix. Why are certain people chosen? I think there's a purpose for them. For you to share and to influence and help other people, especially when they realize that what they've done or what they've listened to is wrong. And it took a long time for me to realize that the doctors and people that were talking to me about losing your energy and getting rid of your energy, it wasn't right for me. Now, maybe right for somebody else, even though I would probably disagree with that. It wasn't right for me. And I can't tell you the amount of benefits that I have seen. And I am 60 years old. You guys are in your 20s. I wish I would have had this information. I wish I would have been stronger in my information. I wish the movement was stronger back in those days. But very few people had the concept except in the church. And it was kind of moving the other direction. A lot of people were moving away from the church and away from God and away from things like celibacy. And so the idea that you want to look at, Bud, is that it's coming back because it has to come back. If this society is going to move on and not be destroyed like we've had other societies, like the Romans, the Sodom and Gomorrah, Babylon, the Greeks, Incas, everybody, even England to a large extent. They destroyed from within because they lost God. They thought they were God. And they believed they could do anything they want. All these lascivious behaviors, deviant behaviors that they're trying to normalize. And they're not normal. But we're led to believe they are supposed to be normal. And that's where knowledge that you've gained make you realize that it is not normal. And that's important. Use that knowledge. So Alvin, don't give up. Just realize it's another step in the direction of your growth, like it is for all of us. But realize the benefits you've gained and go back to those benefits. And we're all going to fall off at some point. My streak will end at some point probably. I'm trying to make 12 years. I have a long way to go. I have almost a little more than 10 years left, right? So I have a lot more to go. But I will try to do it. And if it happens that it breaks, well, then I start again. And so, Alvin, I think that's the key. But I will never get to the point where I don't realize how important this is. And this is the way we should be as men and women. And I'm particularly talking to men now. Men, strong men, that this society is not rewarding any longer. We will make a comeback because males need to be strong. And the way you do that is through self-control, through your journey. So that's why we say that as we talk about the superpowers, you have a tremendous force within you that's growing and growing. And yes, you may lose a little bit here and there, maybe make a mistake here and there. We all do it. But get right back on that horse again and ride it again. You're going to get back so Alvin, a few days from now, you gain it right back again, and you'll be back on your way. But you built a habit. The habit is important. Continue with the habit and don't lose the habit. And you had a long streak, so it means you built your habit. Now, as young people, you have so much energy and testosterone that it's hard to keep from being tempted. I get it. I was there. It took me 40 years to overcome all that. So, Alvin, you're way ahead of me. So just keep it up and keep going. But the whole idea here is to realize you are chosen. The reason you're chosen, as long as you follow that, you're going to continue to gain benefits, and you're going to be out there like a beacon of light. That's what finally pushed me to start doing these videos, to try to help people in the audience and in the viewership to get a little information. And Alvin, I appreciate your nice comments as I do everybody else's. The main thing, guys, is that we get this information out so that people realize this is the way human beings are. Men should be this way. Women expect it. I think women are just as confused as men are in this society because they're not acting like men or women. And down deep biologically, they realize that. And all these behaviors we see, they're nothing new. This is not new age or anything like this. This has happened in all history. It happened in Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, the Roman Empire. It happened in the Incas. It happened in Greece. It happened in all of these empires. Nothing new, my friends. Human nature is human nature. And you're either with your creator or you slowly move away from your creator. And then you get involved in all these lascivious behaviors. So, stay on the path, Alvin. Great job for recognizing. We all have slip-ups once in a while. Get back on the track, the treadmill, and keep moving along. You are a chosen one. And our 1% club, we are all part of the chosen ones. All right, guys. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you again soon. Battle on.